all there. Definitely wants a cleaning. It's going to want some cleaning, but it's looking like it's all there. The spare bolt thrown in for measure. .4 to 28.6 millimeters. So it's metric and imperials. EC2 4.8, 1.6 to 4.8. It's had a little bit of damage on the tip there. Lovely. Mate, that's awesome. Alright, might give this a bit of a wash in the car then. Brilliant. Now bring your car back. Okay, so I've just given this a bit of a clean down, dismantled it. So the Prep collet chuck, this one is an L0 LeBlanc taper nose. So there's a taper fitting and a key, and then a locking ring. This one's also been adapted by grinding away the thread in 3 locations to allow it to be held in a 3-jaw chuck. This is the collar ring nose, which is keyed here. And so that essentially pulls in down straight onto the collet. Collet obviously sitting down into the nose there. So what does the pulling down is this collar here. You'll notice it's got a ball bearing ring race, and an equivalent race around the nose. So the assembly of this into location will involve the dropping of all of these balls back down into that hole. So I'll go hands free for that. I'll bring you back. That is now done. Alright, so closer inspection and cleanup. The EC2, a little bit of damage. The EC3 doesn't look too bad. It's not EC4. Sorry. EC5. It looks like I've actually got 2 EC6s, an EC7, EC8, EC10, second EC10, and it looks like 2 EC12s as well. So it doesn't have an EC11 or an EC9. 2. And I've got a couple of duplicates. I've also given this a tidy up. Might just have a bit more of a clean through, but that's looking pretty good. And that's ready to go. Yeah, Pratt Bernard EC collet chuck. This one's the LeBlond L0 tailstock on it. And a lovely little metal box. Today's tool store. G'day YouTube, JB from Oz. So this little baby is something you're likely to see on Bruce's channel. It's a Pratt Bernard EC collet chuck. And this little baby is also a Pratt Bernard EC collet chuck. The main differences between the two is that this one here is set up for the L0 LeBlond long nose taper. So there's a key that goes onto the taper as a nut that pulls it on. This particular chuck has been ground in 3 places to relieve it for being held in a 3-jaw. This one of Bruce's, he's been using, was originally a D14 cam lock, and the pins he actually donated to me for another project I had in mind. But luckily I still have those pins, and looks like we're going to be able to do a swapsy. So I'll end up with a D14 cam lock version of the chuck, and Bruce will end up with the L0 LeBlond version of the chuck. And that's what we call swings and roundabouts, winners or grinners. Also took a bit of a cleaning to the box. The Bernard multi something collet, and there's a range of sizes coming down from the EC1, and there's a range of sizes coming down from the EC1 all the way up through to the EC12, which is the 1 1/4 to 1 3/8. And I think Bruce said there's even a next size, an EC13. I've got a couple of double ups here, but 35mm is the largest size of this range here that I've got. Yeah, so they've cleaned up pretty well. Just a quick bath and kero, quick blowdown, and that is a whole pile of new capability in the workshop. Bruce has noticed that this is potentially needing a little bit of assistance. He's maybe offering to TIG that up for me, but we'll have to see if that's actually something we can end up with. There you go, box of collets, collet block. There you go. Thanks very much for playing. Alright, so here we are with the D14 Pratt Bernard collet chuck from Bruce, and here we have the original D14 pins from this very chuck. So what we learnt the other week is we want to be at the line or below the line. I'm going to say that's the spot there. Interesting. snug those up off camera, and then she'll bring you over onto the L960. Right. Change out, chuck time. Easy peasy. And the theory goes, oh, check that out. Oh, beautiful. So, how might this work? Yeah. There you go. She's chucked. That's beautiful. Hey? Collets for the win. Huge thanks go out to Bruce for doing the sopsy dough, because that is delicious. So also finding its way home to me tonight, there's a little parts washer pump cleaner. It's got switch and power and stuff. It just needs a replacement or a fix done on the pump nose. But small enough but handy enough for this little workshop. Pretty handy. Again, that was something that Bruce had that he offered me. So a bit of a tidy up and should be up. Update is I've got the collar here now, which is one of the prototypes that Bruce and myself have been working on for the Trueline 88. So I'll be fitting this up to my mill here and doing some actual tests for seeing how well we can hold vertical as we lift and lower the head. So if you're at all interested in this, don't forget to let Bruce know. Send him an email, brucegetterout@gmail.com or gemtrek@bigpond.com, and get your name on the list. And yeah, so far so good. Nope. The quick testing I did on it while I was at Bruce's made me feel it was pretty bloody good. As far as next projects, I've got one half of a quill lock, this one just being a hollow bushing, and I have a handle. So what I need now is something on the other side for that handle to pull up on, so that I've got a quill lock, which will also be a handy, useful thing to have. So I think that's one of my new projects, other than cleaning up all this crap from the first one.